I was watching The Terminator when I was like fucking 2.5, 3 years old. I
Damn.
remember when he cuts his arm off, like
Yeah.
that shit.
The skin. Yeah.
Bro, I was so little, I was like, what? And what
Bro.
was even crazier than that? Oh man, my life has crazy stories. Okay. So we were driving out to my family's house in Vernonia. We called it Dog Patch, right? And you have to go through like these windy little country roads in order to get there.
Hmm.
And it had just rained like the day before or something. And we were on our way out there in an old school Trooper is the car that we had. And the Troopers have like big windows. So you can see it's almost like panoramic. You can see anywhere that you are. And we come up around this corner and there's a bike, like a chopper, stuck underneath this guardrail, right?
Oh shit.
And so we pull over and it's this steep ass hill, right? And my dad hops out and a dude had like slid out and went underneath the guardrail, but bashed his face on the guardrail and it literally ripped his whole entire face off.
Holy
Like
shit.
all of this was like gone, right?
Wow.
And he was down in like this ravine. So like my dad, thank God it was my dad that came around that corner, right? Because my dad's he works as like a nurse in a prison. He's a head nurse in a prison. So he's seen all kinds of stuff, pencils and eyes, all kind of crazy shit. My dad's OG when it comes to that. So my dad goes down this ravine and he comes back up with this dude and he carries him back up and he sets him on the side of the road. And I remember him yelling like, I need the sleeping bags. I need the sleeping bags. And I was in the back seat, so I had to like climb over and like get the sleeping bags. And I was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 3 years old, 3.5. So much shit happened before I was 5 years old. It's crazy.
And the fact that you
Um,
remember this shit blows my mind. I don't remember jack shit from when I was 5.
Dude, I remember back to when I was 2.5. I remember
That's
because my brother's two
ridiculous.
and a half years older than me, right?
Yeah.
I remember my brother learning to read and me learning to read at the same time,
Oh
like
shit.
using these old books called the Bob books. They were like different colors. They were yellow, blue, and red and shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, my dad comes back up. He's got the dude down there, and the dude's going into shock. So my dad's like, "I need the sleeping bags. I need the sleeping bags." And so I give him this stuff, and I'm just looking at the like window, like what? And I can see up underneath this dude's cheek and like all into his fucking skull and shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, a kid, like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this? And my dad actually got that dude life flighted out of there and literally like saved this dude's life. And I was like
Damn.
right there watching the whole shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like that can happen. So then when I saw the Terminator, I was like, yo, like what?
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me, bro. That was the
Bro,
one scene in that movie I couldn't watch. I'm
I've
pulling
told
up.
you about this, but fucking at one point in my life, I was like 9 or 10. My brother forced me to watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose. And that shit fucked me up. I couldn't walk into a fucking bedroom without reaching around the corner and turning on the light for like 10 years after that. That shit was
Yo,
fucked.
all right. So since this is a short and sweet podcast, I guess we're just gonna pull out the big guns. So when I was little, my dad and my brother, also I'm very sensitive, like spiritually, like and emotion in every way, bro. I'm a sensitive person, right? Very perceptive of things.
Yeah.
Um, and my brother and my dad were watching these like ghost stories on
Mm-hmm.
Discovery Channel, and there was this one ghost story, right, of this chick that was like filming a shadow that would like follow her, and it was like there were places where there was no way this thing could have been a shadow, you know what I mean? And it was like
Yeah.
old school stuff, and so they didn't really think nothing about it. And I told them I was like, "You guys, this is like freaking me out." And then after I saw that, whenever I would look into darkness, like I would see it, and like this like thing started like following me. And um, have you ever heard of a succubus?
Yes.
A
I've
succubus?
heard the name and I always forget what it does or what it is.
So they say it's like a like creature that like sits on your chest or
Oh
something. And it's
yeah.
like when you wake up in like sleep paralysis
Yeah,
type
yeah,
weird
okay.
shit,
Okay. Like a little
right?
sleep demon.
Yeah, some weird kind of shit like that. And I remember being little, right? And that kept like it started like haunting me. Like it was like fucking with me when I was little, right? And that's why to this day, bro, I sleep with a nightlight on because of that. No matter what, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I've slept out and didn't like force fighting, and there ain't no way you're getting any kind of light out there.
Yeah.
But if I can have a nightlight, bro, I'm having a nightlight. And I was laying down in my bed and I woke up and it was like my eyes were open, but I couldn't move. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking and it started like I could see into the hallway and there was like one in the hallway and then there was like one in the doorway and then one behind the door and then one in my closet and like they all just like started closing in on me, bro. And then I was like I was trying to scream but like I couldn't, bro. It was crazy.
Have Do you remember the music video that me, Miguel, Jake, and Tabitha did in for the first year of the program?
Yeah, where you
Uh,
guys were being chased as
Paralysis.
Miguel. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a scene in that where it's very similar to that, where
Yeah.
Jake wakes up in the classroom. He looks left, sees a dark figure, looks right, sees a dark figure, looks behind him, sees one, and then looks straight in front of him and he sees one. They get, each one gets a
Yeah.
little closer. So that's just what that reminded me of.
No, it's funny because when we were sitting there watching that in class, like I couldn't let you guys know because I was like too macho. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I was like,
yeah. You're the bro that snuck
I was
in.
like, y'all did your thing on that one.
Yeah.
Hey, someday we should upload these like old school things that we have so that way people can see what we're talking about.
Oh, dude, I'm pretty sure I've still got this on my YouTube somewhere.
I think you guys did a hell of a good job on that for the fact that, all right, when we were in film school, we didn't have like hardly any time to make projects, especially because no one wanted to line their schedules up. It was always just
Yeah, that
like,
was the worst, dude. Like,
this is a shit show.
yeah, it was weird. It was like no one wanted to just make it happen.
Yeah, and then we'd wind up with these like last minute projects that actually like had golden moments. Like
Oh
there
yeah,
were a few that were polished like all the way around, but
yeah,
most of them were just like golden moments. You
yeah.
know, one of the best ones we did,
Huh?
um, the flasher.
Oh
You
yeah, you
remember?
motherfuckers got me on that one.
No spoilers, bro, because someday we're gonna have to put it out.
Oh shit, dude. That
Hey, hey,
that
that's
was
gonna
funny. That was
that
funny.
was hilarious,
Yeah, that
bro.
really was a good one, honestly. That needs to
Just
be
know we trolled
uploaded.
the shit out of Zach.
Yeah, that was fun. I didn't work on that one. I wasn't part of it, but they trolled me because it was yeah, they were fucking
Yeah,
with me. That was a good one.
like
Shit.
I thought that was actually a really well made project. You know,
I thought it
I
was
was going
too.
through my stuff and I found some stuff that we did like my final portfolio or whatever,
Yeah.
and it actually made me proud. I think like that's one of the coolest things about doing media stuff is you got all this like backpack like throwaway, excuse me, shit that you did like and as like on little independent projects like oh man if we could have Nexus bro that would have been the
Dude,
project.
I'm telling you, dude, I think that project had some fucking potential, dude.
It really did.
I had it that had some fucking potential and I wish that it would have gotten finished.
Even that 48-hour film festival competition we did was like that
That was
was
another
legit.
fun one. That was a fun one. I liked that project too.
I had so much fun with that.
Yeah. That was a good one.